Now it's time for Movie Friends with your hosts Michelle and Seth. We're talking film without pretension. We're finding cats that are unexpected. We'll watch a movie, film, or schmovie. And we want you to join our journey. So subscribe and share this podcast, or this might just be the last of the Movie Friends. We're movie friends. We want to be your movie friends.
Hey, welcome to Movie Friends. I'm here with my friend Seth Vargas, who never saw the sharks coming.
And I'm here with my friend Michelle Rubenstein, who will not leave her stool behind.
I never will leave that stool behind.
What's going on?
How are you? How you feeling? You were under the weather? Feeling under the weather?
I was feeling under the weather, but I'm back. You and I saw each other this week.
We did. That was fun.
did.
Impromptu. Not planned.
Not planned, very last minute. Little jaunt
Yep.
to the city to see our friend Sean.
That was cool.
I got a little sick then too, because we went to a chocolate restaurant and ate dessert, and it really upset my stomach.
Yeah, that did you in.
Yeah. And everyone there was commenting on how I was drinking a glass of milk.
Can we just maybe set the scene here for our listeners? We go to Max Brenner. We all order a lot of desserts. Too many.
Too many.
Too many. And then Seth on the side orders a glass of milk with ice. And I just have never seen that done before.
If I have something sweet, I have to have milk with it. And I can't drink room temperature milk, so
here comes a glass of milk and then a separate glass with ice in it.
Uh-huh. So you pour the milk in the ice and then you drink it all. And then when you need more milk, you just pour it in the ice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, what's going on with you?
Anyway, not much. I saw Pearl and the Oysters on Monday night. That was a good time. Love them so much.
Very cool.
Yeah, besides that, just hanging in there. Oh, actually.
Oh, yeah.
You know it's been kind of life-changing.
Oh, no, what?
Aunt and I purchased the litter robot, which is an automatic cat litter box.
Oh, okay.
And we've had it for about 3 weeks now, and our cats have fully transitioned to using it.
Okay.
However, they are still obsessed with wondering about where the poop goes after they go.
Okay.
And so the rotation of the robot, if you will, pauses anytime it senses a cat. And so the litter robot is constantly being paused mid clean cycle. And this is now linked to our phones. And so Aunt and I are constantly getting notifications that the litter robot has paused because it detected a cat. And yeah, the cats just want to see where the poop goes. Like they don't understand, like, hey, we buried it, but then it disappears. Where is it going?
Right.
So.
And this is to your phone?
Yeah, to our phone. We get notifications, and it weighs the cat, so we know which cat is going. How many times?
No.
Yep.
This is a nanny state. This is not good.
What do you mean? This is great. I don't have to scoop a litter box. This is great.
Well, sure, but turn off the notifications.
Oh, well, yeah. Aunt said we have to, we got to figure something out because we're getting notifications every 5 minutes. It's like, litter robot has been paused, clean cycle has been paused. I was like, okay, Moish, give it up. Like, I get it. You want to know where your poop went, but just accept it.
Wow.
Yes. So that's been kind of life-changing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Thank you so much.
I've cleaned litter boxes before, so I know it's a bummer.
Yeah.
Hey, looking in our litter box, we got an email.
Email.
All right, we actually got 2 emails. First email, subject line is Twister.
Uh-oh.
And it says, rolls up my Midwestern sleeves to talk about Twister.
Eek.
Email says, hello, movie friends. To truly understand the 1996 cinematic classic Twister, I think you must watch with a Midwesterner. Tornado watches are an event for us. The local weathermen are celebrities who will bust into any televised event to give us weather updates every 10 minutes. Go to your basement for safety translates to go stand outside to watch. One of the most popular Twitter accounts around here for a long time was a group of storm chasers. All your criticisms about the movie are valid. However, I will say you're forgetting one important thing. It ain't that kind of movie. We don't watch for relationships. We're here to see the monster chase people and leave carnage in its wake. Having heard about tornadoes our whole lives, we get more hung up on a tornado appearing in the morning than how people are feeling. Evening or night, sure. Morning, way unlikely. That's just science. Want to hear a Midwestern accent? Just listen to our podcast. Our unremarkable way of speaking is what Midwesterners sound like. However, you can zip over to Minnesota, Wisconsin, or Chicago if you want the more intense, regionally specific tones. I will hold you to a Twister rewatch with yours truly. Name the day and I'll bring the steak and an obscene amount of gravy. And that email's from Betsy.
Wow. Thank you, Betsy. Thank you for clearing up some of our questions and putting us in our place.
Yes, our misguided, we are just coastal elites,
Yeah. Yep.
We don't know what we're talking about. We're from New York. And
Mhm.
I think it's right of Betsy to correct us.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Betsy. And hey, we would love to watch Twister with you.
Yeah.
You can shake our chairs and do the sound effects near our ears. Next email, subject line is email with an exclamation point.
Ooh.
It says, "Hi, movie friends. Last week, I had one of the best surprises of my life in meeting Michelle and Anthony, husband, for the first time. They are both truly lovely people, and I had such a great time with them, along with Seth and Jean. It was such an honor, and it really made my whole trip to New York special. For the record, Michelle is a normal-sized woman, and not as tiny as Seth makes her out to be. Your friend, Sean Shank. P.S. May I request that you both say the word water?"
Oh, right. We were supposed to do that for him.
Yes. Hello, Sean, and this is me saying water. Water.
Water.
There you go.
There you go.
Wasn't it so great hanging out with Sean?
It was so great. It's so fun to surprise someone. Sean did not know that Anthony and I were going to meet you guys. And so just walking up to you guys while you guys are outside of the pizza place was really fun. Yeah, it was really nice to meet Sean. And also, like, I don't think we have to talk about, how tall I am or ever again. Like, I don't think it matters.
I like talking about how tall I am.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think every
I find it really
time
funny at this point. It's, yeah.
talking about how tall you are.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, I don't know.
I think every time a person walks into a room or gets on a phone call, they should say, "Hi, my name is blah, 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 and I am this tall, and I weigh this much. I'm this old."
Just to like fully paint the full picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, if you want to send us an email and maybe, who knows, we'll meet up with you in the city one day.
Mm-hmm.
You can just send us an email, moviefriendspodcast@gmail.com.
I feel like you have been on a friendship tour in the past month. You have met so many of our listeners and patrons. You've gone international to do so.
Really, this year has just been a lot of shout out to Skylar, our good friend and patron.
Yeah.
He and I shared a hotel room this year.
Right.
Come on.
It's pretty cool, actually. It's pretty cool. All right. Well, this week is my pick for Natural Disaster Month, and we're talking about Sharknado from 2013.
Absolutely, we are.
Wow. But before we get into our discussion, Seth and I are going to write down what we think the other is going to rate this movie. We haven't really spoken about this movie.
Barely.
Like at all. And I feel like we do say that every week. I think my only question to you was, hey, have you watched Sharknado yet? And you said yes. And that was it.
And I let you know that I was like listening to every single interview that I could find.
Yeah, I'm very curious on that. I hope you share what you've listened to.
All right, I'm the easiest score I've ever written down, I think, and I'm locked in.
I'm also locked in. All right, here we go. Sharknado from 2013, directed by Anthony C. Ferrante, screenplay by Thunder Levin, cinematography by Ben Demery, composed by Ramin Kusha, edited by William Budell, costume design by Amber Hamza. Starring Ian Ziering, Tara Reid, John Hurd, Casey Scarbo, and Jason Simmons. Seth, read us our summary.
Southern California, home of sunshine, great surf, and Johnny with an eye. The coast is hit by its first hurricane, causing murderous sharks to fly through the air, producing complete mayhem. When surf champion and local bar owner Finn Shepard witnesses the attacks, he makes it his mission to save his family and everyone in between from the ultimate destruction of a Sharknado.
Very nice. Very nice. I guess I just want to start off with, when did you first watch Sharknado?
Wait, we have to
What?
start off with, why did you pick this movie?
Oh, well, I think it's obvious.
Is it?
I think it's obvious to listeners who have been listening this month.
Okay.
Natural disasters has been a hard genre, if you will. For me, I've said it at the top of the month, saying like this is not a theme that I ever reach for.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to do something silly. And I've always been curious about Sharknado, especially because I've never seen it. And I've always been a fan of Ian Ziering's.
Right.
So like this was like the perfect time to do this movie.
Got it. Okay. All right.
But like, when did you watch it? Did you just like happen to put it on? Did you catch it live on Sci-Fi when it aired?
I did not catch it live on Sci-Fi when it aired.
Uh-huh.
And what I have come to find in looking into this movie is that this was like a huge Twitter day. Was the day Sharknado came out. And all these people, including celebrities, were kind of collectively like losing their minds. Like, what is this movie? What am I watching?
It generated like something like 5,000 tweets a minute at its
Oh
peak.
my God.
Which is like insane. And I was so curious because you're a big Twitter guy.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering, like, were you around for this? Did you see these tweets firing off?
No real recollection of this at the time that it came out, which was 2013.
Right.
This is 12 years ago. And the only way that I really knew about Sharknado before watching it was just that it would always be listed among like bad movie lists or so good, so bad it's good movie lists, stuff like that. And I didn't really have an interest in it because there's just so many straight to DVD, straight to TV movies. And then there are the movies like Troll 2 or Peanut Butter Solution, where those are, it's different. Like it's very different, you know? Like I would consider these movies to just be like garbage throwaway movies.
Yeah.
And even though I love watching bad movies, I kind of have a limit and I have something that I'm like looking for.
Yeah.
But I guess last July 28th, I was in the mood for Sharknado and I watched it. I may have done it. So I've done 2 different movie marathon days in the last year. And I looked it up and they just so happen to be about 6 months apart. And I'm at 6 months. So I think I'm going to do another one soon.
Okay.
But I call it Seth's Bad Day. And I watch 5 movies in a row that I can find that are considered just kind of across the board to be some of the worst movies ever made, right? My first one was very successful. All of the movies were truly awful. The second one, less successful, I actually enjoyed a lot of the movies, some of the movies that I watched. So this time, the standard for the next one is I'm going to try to find movies that are all like below 1.7 or 8 on Letterboxd, which is like really hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to get a rating that low.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible that I was kind of in that headspace when I dove into Sharknado.
Yeah. When you went on this watch journey, did any of the films, were any of them from the Asylum produced by that movie house?
I don't know, and I haven't gone back to look because it turns out that they've produced hundreds of
Yes.
movies.
Yeah. I think so. Like, my two takeaways from Sharknado have been how fun it is to talk about this movie and try to make sense of it.
Uh-huh.
Because ever since Aunt and I watched it, we've just been talking about it. We'll go along with our day, and then we'll be like, wait, but like, what do you think about the beginning? Did that actually have anything to do with the rest of the movie? Which I want to talk to
Right.
you about.
Yes.
But then my other takeaway is just learning about the asylum and how that production company, movie house, movie factory, however you want to label them, works.
Yeah.
And that has been truly like fascinating to me, how
Yeah.
their business model.
Yeah. So there's, if you're listening to this and you're unaware, there is a production company called The Asylum. And my very first note when the movie started was, oh, this is an asylum film.
Yeah.
We all know the intro for Paramount or Universal Pictures or 20th Century Fox. And those are all great. But then there's certain production houses that when I see them, I'm like, oh, yeah. Shoreline is one. If anyone out there knows Shoreline. Cheesy movies is another one that I've recently. They don't make movies, but they'll like acquire movies at very, very cheap. So when I'm watching something on Tubi or elsewhere, and one of these really like notoriously bad production companies come up at the start, I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be awesome. And The Asylum is definitely one of those.
Yeah. Like the fact that like they just want to produce as many movies as possible. They are known for making very low budget films, usually, straight to video or video on demand, if you will, and also known for making mockbusters.
Mockbusters.
Mockbusters, right.
Awesome.
Right. So like if for example, Snakes on a Plane is coming out, they're going to ride the coattails and they'll make Snakes on a Train.
Yep.
And so forth.
Transmorphers instead of Transformers.
Yeah. Yeah. So I find that just fascinating. And I've been thinking about this a lot too, like riding the coattails of the bigger studios, but you're in charge of your own stuff. Also the way that they title their movies, like usually they, because if you're looking for a movie like video on demand, everything's listed alphabetically, and so they want things with like an A in front of it, or they'll put a number in front of their titles, so they'll come up first, and they're like, we're not manipulating our audience. And I was like, are you though? Like this, it's fascinating to think about.
It is. It's very fascinating. I listened to a few interviews with one of the co-founders, David Michael Latt. And to hear him talk about the history of their company and like their very conscious decision to go from producing what he called art house films to these basically made to order films, because that's what they do. He explained that instead of making a film and then bringing it to the markets, which is what everyone does, and hoping it sells, they just go to the markets and say, what do you want?
Right.
And he was like, Germany will have streaming, straight to DVD, movie theater, TV movie. So that's 4 different markets for Germany. And he's like, come May, they want a movie for straight to DVD about zombies. And so we say, great, we'll make that for you. They'll get paid $500,000 for it, and then their budget for the movie is $300,000, and they make it in 13 days.
Right.
We watch this stuff and we're like, this is horrible, this is trash. But, and I don't know that this is anything that you could prove legally, according to him, they have never lost money on a movie.
Yeah, that's what I read too. The other thing that I'm very like amused by, and I'm curious if you heard this in any of the stuff that you read or listened to, that they want everything to be played very straight.
Yes.
They're not making movies like yes, these premises are ridiculous, but we need it to be as serious as possible. Like we're not making this in a comedic form.
Right.
So the notes will be like, no, take out any comedic line, take out any funny scene. This is a serious movie where the tone is serious.
Yep. Yeah, so they explained that, yes. So they know their limitations in terms of their budget and what they can afford to use in terms of special effects technology or just time setting things up. But they still try to play the movies as straight as possible. So that like when you watch it, you can say, yes, I can see all the limitations, but it's not like they're doing it half-heartedly or they're not trying to just produce slop. It's just with the money that they have, this is what you can do.
Right.
Basically is what they're saying. And so if a market is willing to pay $500,000 for a movie, then that's the movie that you're going to get.
Yeah. And so Thunder, which like what
Yes.
a name. Thunder
What a
11.
name.
What a
Yeah.
name. He eventually gets signed on to work with the asylum and to write this movie called Sharkstorm that was pitched to him. And so he writes this script. Originally he was going to direct it, and he at the end of it felt he wrote like $100 million film.
Yeah.
And he's like, I cannot be disheartened with how this movie is going to be made with the special effects. So I'm out. Also, I'm ready to direct and work on another project, AE. So he pieces out. And so Anthony Ferrante comes in for a meeting, notices Sharknado is being talked about. He didn't go in for Sharknado, but he's like, wait a minute. What is that? How did you come up with that? And he's like, that's mine. And he previously wrote Red Clover, which was like a leprechaun revenge movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
With his writing partner. And in that movie, there's like a throwaway line that mentions a Sharknado.
Yes.
And so from there, the asylum's like, oh, we should do something with the Sharknado.
Right.
And so Sharkstorm got changed to Sharknado. And that's how Ferrante got on to directing it.
Wow. Amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
Amazing. Yeah. I was so fascinated in the whole machine behind this movie. And I got to say, like looking into it, it actually made me like the movie more.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing to balance an appreciation for the great things that a union can do for workers with some things price out creative people from making movies. And so the asylum, they don't work with any unions except for SAG.
Yeah.
And so they're working 22-hour days. They're shooting things, like I said, they'll shoot a movie in 13 days, 13 shooting days. So for me, as a person who thinks that everyone should be able to make a movie, right? I hear all this stuff from the asylum and I'm like, how do I work for the asylum?
Yeah.
This is what I want to do. This is great. On the other hand, I do think that unions are good and that they protect people from being hurt or being taken advantage of. So it's, I see, like,
I know.
I'm really into it, but I'm also really into the way that other things are done. I just wish that there was a way for movies to be made kind of like with both of those things working together. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, then it's like you have to take it into your own hands, right? And so you have full control over what you're doing and how you
right.
control. But yeah, I was fascinated to read that too, because I'm like, okay, this just sounds like a sweatshop, if you will.
Absolutely. It's insane.
And many, they're editing like 6 projects at a time, where
Yeah.
like working 22 hours a day, like you mentioned. There's got to be serious burnout here.
Absolutely.
Or
Yeah.
then you look at like the quality of the films, they're like, you're just making it to make. I also, and I don't know if you had this thought, but I couldn't help think about our good friend Ed Wood. I mean, like,
Absolutely.
it's got like Ed Wood's mentality
Yeah.
all over
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Or our friends over at Moturn Media
Well,
who are
sure.
also making their own movies, you
Yeah.
know?
Right. Yes.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Because for me, a person who's a workaholic,
Yeah.
like hearing them talk about working all day and like just everyone chipping in to get the thing done, I was like, yeah, that's exactly where I would want to be. It's the exact type of atmosphere that I would want to be in. But I can't imagine people can stay. And in the interviews that I listened to with that guy, he mentioned, he's like, there are people who've been on with us for like 90 movies.
Yeah.
And there are people who work with us for a few months, and it's just a good way for them to get their foot in the door and do some work. And we don't pay that much, but they're able to make movies and see how movies are made. And that's said by the person who's at the top, who is like
Mm-hmm.
looking down at the poor people doing the work, being like, hey, this is good, you're getting experience, you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes, look, I'm old, and so I still sometimes think like, yeah, sometimes you got to work and it's really not great.
I know.
But then you have the experience to go off and do your own thing, or you have the experience to go
Right.
off and say, hey, I did these things, and you know what? Yeah, I can work 22 hours a day.
Yeah, you put the
And
time in starting at the bottom.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
totally.
but again, having said that, no one should work 22 hours a day. That's
No.
absurd. That's crazy.
Right. Right. Especially like if that's a normal, like long-term
Well, they said
schedule.
they make 2 movies a month.
Right. That
2 movies a
it's a
month.
factory. It's a
Yes, and they
factory.
have for years and years now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, okay. Let's just go into the movie. Okay.
Okay.
And I want
Yes.
to start right from the beginning of what I mentioned earlier. We're on a ship
Yep.
off the coast of Mexico.
Yep.
There's this potential deal going down
Mm-hmm.
between what seems like a shark angler and a business guy, a
Mm-hmm.
buyer.
Mm-hmm.
Things get heated. A gun gets pulled. Like, and there's talks of like the angler is like, I know, I have like a pot of like 20,000 sharks.
Right.
Like he knows where they are. Is that what we're thinking?
This boat doesn't look that big.
It's not that
Right?
big. Also, I'm pretty sure the buyer has been on board for like an
Well,
extended period of time.
that's kind of the other thing is, if they were like in the harbor and they had just come in and they had this massive catch,
Yeah.
and then he meets him, that makes sense. This makes no sense.
Right.
My first thought when we see like the captain of this ship, I was like, that is the difference between like costume design and like a costume. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Because that is very much like, here is the old rugged sea captain, but also like it looks like he just bought his clothes like right off the rack. Like there's no wear and tear.
Uh-huh.
Like it doesn't even look normal for a normal person to be wearing, let alone a sea captain. Here's what I didn't understand, and I guess I wouldn't understand this about any type of shark buying. Let me just go on the record and say I eat meat, but shark fin soup, get that out of here.
Is that what he was drinking?
Definitely, yes.
So okay, continue.
How does it work if you're buying sharks for shark fin soup and you taste the fin of one shark? How can you say good, not great? What do you know what all of the other sharks taste like?
Also,
These aren't farm-raised sharks.
yeah, and I would think there's kind of like a freshness quality to it. Like, yeah, that probably tastes okay because maybe it's super fresh versus like if you were to get it later,
Right.
prepackaged.
Yeah.
I don't really understand. But so things get heated.
Yeah.
We're not happy about this deal that's going down. A gun gets pulled. What was the
Why are you
plan?
pulling it?
Was the plan to like take over the boat? Because there's not another boat that this guy's just gonna like jump onto. Was he just gonna hijack this boat?
Well, the captain pulls the gun on him.
Well, right, but like what? Like you're just gonna kill this guy? Like what? What was the
I
plan?
don't, I mean, right. You're going to, that's what I thought too. I was like, this is yeah, we're talking about a lot of money, but this is just a commercial deal. Like, you can't pull a gun on someone every time you do a commercial deal with someone.
Right.
I
Like
mean, he's like, okay, $1 million. He's like 100,000. And I'm like, all right, that's pretty bad. But also, what are you, do people test the sharks out on the ocean?
I don't
You
know.
get the catch. Look. My first job was in a lobster house. All right. You know how that worked? The seamen brought in their catch to the lobster house, and we weighed it and checked for quality, and then paid them what it was worth. People are. I don't know. This opening scene, it feels like it's like setting stuff up,
Well,
but then none of this ever matters to anything.
well, right. And so then it's fun to think about like what is this setting us up for? Because the storm rolls in and
Mm-hmm.
the shark does fly onto the ship, the boat, if you will. So this is like setting the scene for what's to come. But
Sure. Yeah.
but then I couldn't help but think like, oh, maybe, and this is just for funsies, the sharks knew about the plan and they were like, let's round
Well,
up and we're going to
right.
attack this guy and then watch out, we're going to get sucked
Right.
up and attack humans
All
because they
month.
suck.
Right. All month we've been talking about how the natural disasters are given an attitude and like a mind, and they're likened after kaiju. So I totally agree with what you're saying, because the way that this setup starts, it seems like we're sharks and we're not going to take it anymore.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, like, oh, you think you're going to round up 20,000 of us? Well, now we're going to attack your ship. Not quite what happens. Or, you know, if this was a ship and they rounded all them up, and then they're doing like animal testing, and the testing goes wrong, and now the sharks become overly aggressive, and that I would understand. But doesn't it feel like there's like a key piece of information missing here? Because they have all these sharks, and then all the sharks get sucked up into the tornado. And like, the tornado does not possess anything but sharks.
There's no sea life.
There's nothing. There's not even like little boards and
I know.
branches being whipped around. Nothing.
Seaweed. Right. And there's also just
Seaweed or seawood.
That's true, driftwood, right? There's also just so many types of sharks. Like we have hammerhead sharks and we have tiger sharks.
Yeah.
We have great whites. Like that's not how that works.
No.
Unless all the sharks got together and were like,
right.
Here we go.
So like something is missing. Like,
yeah,
the sharks being smart enough to be in on it is missing, or the human element of like, you messed with nature too much.
right.
Because this just seems like a regular day out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fishing for shark.
Right. And then like the hurricane is making its way.
Now, I didn't know this. Do you know that California has never had a hurricane?
I learned it in this movie. I didn't fact check it, but
no, I looked into it. I guess it's because their ocean is like not cold enough or not hot enough. I don't know what their ocean is.
Science. Yeah. Right.
But they've never had a hurricane. We have hurricanes all the time.
I know.
Sandy, you ever hear of it?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez Louise. So imagine, man, Californians, they just suck. No tornadoes.
Well, they have
no
earthquakes.
Hurricanes. They do have earthquakes, and they do have fires.
A lot of fires.
We don't really have either of those.
Right.
All right.
So,
Maybe.
yeah. I think we all have our thing when it comes to the weather.
Have you ever thought about, like, what is the one state where they don't have anything?
Yeah.
Where is that? Nebraska, maybe?
No, because isn't that tornadoes?
I don't think so. I don't think tornadoes go that high. Tornado Valley, like in Twister, it was like Oklahoma, Tennessee, I think. Don't actually.
No, here we go, trying to figure out science.
But I don't think tornadoes go that high. I think Nebraska just has nothing, and that's the that's the horrible part of living in Nebraska.
Nah, they gotta have something. Everybody has something.
For the longest time, we can see where everyone listens to us, you know? And so it's like New York, #1 state that listens. California's next. Texas is 3. And then you can see how many people listen in each state. And for the longest time, I think it was Utah. I think it was Utah, maybe like South Dakota. No, it wasn't South Dakota. Anyway, there was one state, 0 downloads ever. No one ever listened to us for that entire state. And I loved it because as the numbers went up all around the country, it was like no one is there. And I was like, you know what? I want to move there. There are so few people there that not one person has ever even randomly clicked on movie.
How do we target them? We got to target them.
I know. I wrote down in my notes, are the sharks sentient? Is the tornado? And we just never know.
We just never know. Also, just like the way these sharks are just murderous. Well, here, right? Kind of going off what you're saying, right? Are they murderous? Or when they land, are they just like chomping, but actually trying to gasp for air? But some of them are actually like, we're coming for you. Or maybe you're just in the way.
I've been getting flack at home for this episode. My wife has repeatedly said, this is not a natural disaster. And I have said, it's a tornado and it's sharks. That's all natural. There's no
it's a hurricane.
Science fiction.
It's a hurricane first.
Hurricane to start, yeah. There's no natural disaster. I mean, there's no science fiction. There's no occult or dark magic at play. There's nothing. This is all just a weather and a wet animal. But then I really started to think about it, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. How long can a shark last out of water? Because it seems like the events of this day are taking place over at least a few hours.
Yeah. Yep.
All of these sharks would be flopping to the ground completely dead.
Well, that's what I kept thinking. Like, if a shark just landed in front of me, right? Like, I did not see it coming. That is very scary. Like, this premise and idea is very, very scary.
Yeah.
However, logistically, once the shark is out of water, I mean, the size of it, you know, I got hit by the tail or something. I don't think it's like, you know, waddling to get me. It's just
I
like,
know. No, they make the sharks like superhuman sharks.
Yeah.
Like they flop onto the ground and then they just like push themselves straight onto a person's head or leg or whatever. Yeah. And I was wondering that too, because they almost make them move like seals.
Yes.
Or like sea lions.
Yes.
Or walruses. And I was just like, I don't know if sharks can do that.
And like very shallow water too.
Living on Long Island, we've seen many videos of beached sharks.
Yep.
And it's always right at the edge of the water. So I'm pretty sure if a shark is beached, it ain't going anywhere. It can't do it.
Right.
But in Sharknado, they might as well be like little gremlins.
Right. They're like they're able to swim through the streets. At one point, they're in the pool. They can't survive in chlorine water.
The pool.
But yet we have to blow it up anyway.
If they're in the pool, we are safe from them. It's over.
Right.
But then they blow up the pool.
They blow up the pool. We just have to get rid of the shark. The sharks are the enemy. Sharks are scary. They're the enemy. That's like the whole thing of this movie.
Right. Where I think sharks are neutral.
They are.
Unless provoked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other thing is, are we taking into consideration, you know, a shark's feelings? Okay, now you are Michelle, okay? You get sucked up into a tornado. And they're showing these tornadoes. What are they?
Water spouts.
200 stories high?
Mm-hmm.
Are you surviving until you make it to the ground?
No.
Your last thought is going to be, I'm getting sucked into a tornado. And then you're going to die of fright. So I think that these sharks would have died of fright. And then when they get thrown to the ground, they would smash into a million billion pieces. They're not like made of rubber.
Instead, they're landing with their mouths open and attacking.
Yep. So, like, again, you're Michelle. You're flying out of a tornado. You've
How?
survived that experience. You're hurtling or hurtling,
Hurtled.
as we learned last week. You're hurtling towards a person. Is your first instinct going to be to open your mouth as wide as you can and chomp on them?
No, obviously.
As you land?
Right.
It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Now,
crazy.
I can see Sharkle wave, a shark tidal wave.
Yeah.
Where a fishing boat has brought in all these sharks, and then a tidal wave happens and it washes sharks into the streets. And sharks go crazy attacking people. I can totally see that. But Sharknado, no.
Right. It's just...
I'm talking like anyone takes this seriously.
Right. All right, let's talk about our characters.
Mm-hmm.
Finn Shepard.
Yep.
Our hero, if you will.
He's always
saving people.
That's the problem with him. He's always trying to save people. Sure?
What? How?
Can we have some historical context for that claim?
Right, because this is like a continuous theme throughout this movie with this character is that like his kids are mad at him because he's always putting people in, before them.
Right.
His ex-wife, April, real mad about it. Like, you're always stopping to help everybody else. That's your problem. What has he done? The only thing we know about him is he was a surf champion.
Yep.
And now he owns a bar at the shore.
All that we know about him.
Who's he saving all the time?
I don't know. And there needs to be some just dialogue. You don't need to show us anything. Just have Tara Reid say, this is like when you gave up your chance to win the surf championship because your brother was in trouble. This is like when blah, blah, blah needed you to take her to camp, but you couldn't because this person needed help. This is what you can give us a laundry list of stuff. But Tara Reid is acting like there's a Sharknado every month and that he's just always pulling this crap. He's just always rappelling off a bridge to save a bus full of children.
Apparently,
you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Apparently, Finn's character has a really nice arc throughout the next 5 movies. Like we fully understand him. Yes,
okay.
like there's a serious part to this. Like we learn more about him apparently, and we see where he ends up.
Well, you know what?
And he evolves.
They could tell us one thing about him, and we would learn more about him than we learned in this movie.
Right, like this is the starting point.
Yeah. You know what this reminded me of, which is a movie that does this whole thing much better, is Don't Let the River Beast Get You. Because our main character has been kicked out of town for trying to save the town from the river beast. He loses his fiance. He loses everything. But that's all like well established.
Right.
And it's funny because they reference back to it, but we know what they're talking about because that's what the movie's about. Sharknado just decides to include this mysterious backstory, but never mention it or allude to it. And it adds nothing. It adds nothing to the movie for him to be always saving people.
Right, because in this time of need, we see him save people. But like, when else has he done like extreme things like save a school bus of children?
I don't know. And why would that be annoying to you?
Know. Why are we mad about this? Literally, sharks are flying in the street. Like,
right.
a
Your
shark just
ex-husband shows up with like a team of marauders and they're like, we're here to save you. And you're like, oh, he's always doing this.
right.
It's crazy. You and I have talked about that in other movies where like a character is married to like a cop or a hero and they're like just so annoyed with what they do. And it's like, I'm sorry that you agreed to be with this person. Like it's just such an old annoying trope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like explore other parts of this, you know?
Ian Ziering is portraying Finn.
Yeah. No idea who this was before watching this.
Like I said last week, I'm a fan of his from Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah.
He portrayed Steve Sanders. He did a great job as Steve Sanders, like
Yeah.
acting wise.
Yeah.
I've seen Tara Reid in,
I have
Josie
seen
and the
and loved
Pussycats,
Tara Reid.
right?
Yes. Even American Pie.
American Pie.
Which is like a teen sex comedy. But Tara Reid is acting good in that movie.
Well, this is what I'm getting at. Like
Mm-hmm.
in this movie, I don't understand. Is it just like, hey, yeah, I'll do this. I'll read the
Well,
lines. Like
yeah. I
there's
listened
just
to an interview with Ian Ziering
Oh,
and
yeah?
with Tara Reid. Yes. And they both said 3 days in, they found out that the movie that the production name that they started under was Dark Skies, because movies will often start production under a different name as if anyone's going to care, especially this. Like
didn't you get the script? I don't understand. Didn't they
well,
read
they call it
sides?
a different thing.
Well, sure, but you're still reading. Or did they get the sides and they read the script?
Well, right. But they didn't know that it was going to be called Sharknado.
Okay.
And so they're like, okay, the movie's Dark Skies versus this movie's called Sharknado. Like to them, that's like such a more absurd, crazy thing that they like cornered the director. So Ferranti tells the story that 3 days in, they cornered him and they were demanding for him to like change the name, whatever. Ian Ziering tells the story a little softer. Tara Reid tells the story a little softer. But basically, yeah, like very shortly into the production, they were like, this sucks. Like, we don't want to do this. Like, Ian Ziering called his agent and was like, you need to get me out of this. And he is very public about he signed on to this because he needed to get paid a certain amount through SAG to keep his health insurance.
Right.
And his wife was either just about to have a baby or had just had a baby. And so he was like, I don't care. I need to make money.
Yes.
And so, I mean, hey, good for him.
Yeah, no, for
who
sure.
cares?
For sure.
Yeah. I didn't think, now this is, I think maybe the only thing that I've seen him in, or the only thing that I remember seeing him in. I didn't think that he was bad. It's just the writing is so bad.
Yeah,
and the editing is so bad.
Oh my God. Well, I'm just curious too, like this blew up and became such like a cult phenomenon, going on to make like 5 other movies.
Yeah.
And he's a part of them. And so then you start to love something and your tone must change. And so I'm wondering if he shows up in the next movies with like, just
a renewed
yes.
sense of purpose. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. And the interview with him that I listened to, I think that they were already on to like 4 or 5. I listened to Gilbert Gottfried's episode with the director.
Oh, yeah.
Because Gilbert Gottfried is in like 4 and 5, which I think that his character dies at the end of 4 and then is just back in 5 and they don't mention it. But yeah, it does seem like once they saw like, oh, people will respond to this, that they kind of took a new approach. Like they didn't just make Sharknado 2 and it's the same thing. I'm curious to continue watching these, to be honest.
Me too. I want to read them just real quick since we're talking about it.
Sure.
But we have Sharknado 2, the second one. Sharknado 3, oh hell no.
Great title.
Sharknado, The Fourth Awakens.
Okay.
Sharknado 5, Global Swarming.
Very good.
And then the last Sharknado, It's About Time.
Oh, is there time travel? I wonder.
I mean, I'm kind of curious. Like, these are easy movies to watch, right? So you could just put it
Right.
on and, you know, zone in, zone out as you
Right.
will.
Right.
George is our local bar patron, played by Mr. McAllister himself, John
Of
Hurd.
course, John Hurd.
I have like I just kept watching him when he was on and with us, just like, why?
Yeah.
And of course you could just say why not?
Why not? Well, I mean, I think, first, my first note here for George is a sexual assaulter.
He sure is. He's disgusting.
This guy's a criminal, like straight up, just groping women. And I was like, well, I don't know if I'm supposed to hate this guy, because I don't think that we're supposed to hate George.
No, I don't think so. I think he's kind of a maybe comedic relief, like
Right. We're supposed to old George and his stool.
Exactly.
So to throw in the assault is very odd. Very, very strange. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like, just for the rest of the movie, I'm just like, well, I don't really like this guy. So
I was surprised though that he died so early.
I was surprised by that too. And then I kind of was like, oh, I wonder if all of these people are going to die. And then another character, which I guess we'll talk about later, dies very unceremoniously. And I was like, she's dead?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Baz, who's Finn's like right hand man, like who is Baz? He's
I
Australian.
don't know who Baz.
Like,
Baz is an Australian guy who. Okay, so if you've seen Jaws, when a shark attack happens, generally the beach is closed and everyone goes home. Baz is mauled by a shark and then is just like hanging out at the bar. And he's like, it's all right.
that whole sequence when we leave the whole deal that went wrong.
Well, right. We
in the
have
boat.
two starts to the movie.
Well, right. Right. And so then we're on the coast of California and everybody's surfing. I'm like, oh, I
Mhm.
love this because I love Southern California and all, give me the beach, give me the surfers. But then of course the sharks start coming in. But like Baz, like you said, gets mauled and Finn is just like, hey guys, get out of the water.
Well, right.
Sharks are coming.
Get out of the water. And I was like, I don't think anybody can hear you, man.
No one's reacting. Also, why are you still in the water if you see the sharks are coming? Like, that didn't make sense to me.
Right, right. And so the woman who's like surfing with him, is that Nova?
No.
So what
That's
happened to her?
Deanna.
Did she get eaten?
Yeah, she's gone. I mean, that
So
like,
she's dead and they're just like, let's go back to the bar.
yeah. Cause like I was like, okay, Finn, you're making eyes with this lady surfer, and then you kind of have like a weird thing with the woman who works for you, Nova. Seems like she likes him more than he likes her. He's trying to create a boundary, but then also there's times when he says some lines like, "Oh, I hear chicks dig that sort of thing," But
I think that Nova is into him. He's not into her, but he's just, yeah, I feel like those lines aren't necessarily directed at her. Because I think we're supposed to believe that he's still in love with Tara Reid.
For sure. Yes. Yeah. I didn't like Baz. I could have.
Yeah.
He did nothing for me. Again, I didn't think he was funny or.
No,
He had like my least favorite line in the movie.
Oh, it's that time of the month?
Uh-huh. I mean, it's just,
which also was like, where is that?
Why?
What do you mean? What does that even mean?
Well.
No, I mean, I know what it means,
okay.
but in the context of the scene that he's...
Right,
because the
water is all
sense.
red, and he has to say a disgusting like it's just stupid.
But that doesn't. Stupid. But that doesn't make any. That doesn't make any sense. It's not like, oh well, when a woman has her period, she goes and stands in the water.
Right, or bleeds.
There's
out,
blood happening all over. Baz, come on, man.
Baz has no idea how the menstrual cycle works.
Well, right, exactly, right.
That's
right.
what that proves.
Right.
Nova I actually really liked her. And I think that Casey, I think that Cassie did actually a pretty good job acting.
Yeah, she was fine. I think that her right along with Ian, they're fine. I think they're acting as well as you can in this type of a movie. Her scar, which look, hey, I love low budget. Okay, I love practical effects. Holy moly! Did it not look like they just like melted some glue onto a baking sheet and then like stuck it on her leg? Like these were the craziest looking scars I've ever seen. And like I guess this was supposed to be a shark bite because of her story later, but
It
why did
definitely
her
is.
scars look like shark gills?
Exactly. Thank you.
Right?
Yes. Or like a fish skeleton.
She looks like Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah, she does.
Like
What
that's
kind
not
of
how it
scar
works.
is this?
You don't
Not.
get bit by a shark and become one.
I mean, that could be a spinoff, right? Nova
Well,
ends up
right,
being a shark.
Sharkula.
Right. There you go.
Hey, if you're listening, the asylum, please let Michelle and I write Sharkula.
Please. But yeah, I thought she did a pretty good job besides her scar that she was given.
And then her death, which is not a death.
Yeah.
So we devised this plan.
Well,
wait.
okay.
Okay.
Before we get to the plan,
Yeah.
we have to go pick up April and Claudia, who is Finn's ex-wife and daughter.
Yes.
We have to get them away because we got to get them higher up, I guess, or more inland rather.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh my God, what about Matt?" Now
Right.
we have a second a son.
I loved that.
You loved what?
Well, there's two jokes in this movie that I really loved. One is the Johnny with an I.
Yeah.
Whenever the news person is like, "Hey, this is Johnny blah blah blah," and that's Johnny with an I, and then they give the news. I think that that's really funny. And then like the slow reveal that Finn has family with like each family member, where it's like, "You have a wife? Wait, you have a daughter? Wait, you have a son?" And I was like, "There's gonna be another one. Like, there's got to be another one," and there wasn't. And if they had done it a fourth time, that would have been like absolutely perfect. But unfortunately, they did not.
Matt, also, that actor played Sean from Pretty Little Liars, Hannah's boyfriend.
Wow.
In like season 1. Because I was like, I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, who are you from? Are you from Riverdale? Are you from Pretty Little Liars? Like, I know your face. I was like, oh my God, it's Sean from Pretty Little Liars.
I did not recognize him.
Yeah.
At all. Holy cow.
But he's in flight school, which is next to a nursing home. And
yes.
So the family has to make their way to get Matt. Okay. All right. So we're going to divide. Now we can talk about the plan. We're going to devise this plan where we're going to make bombs. And then Matt is going to drive the helicopters near the water spouts that turned into the Sharknados, produce the Sharknados. And we're going to drop the bombs. And those are going to kill the sharks.
It's going to kill the tornado.
Right. But then that will also like kill the sharks.
Yeah. I don't think you can fly a helicopter in a storm like that.
I don't understand how they were able to get so close and feel like no repercussion from the wind or the force.
Right. And then the whole plan is if we can kind of disrupt the temperature at the base of the tornado, that will cease the tornado to exist.
Yep.
I said that really clunkily, but
I got
it's a very clunky plan.
Right.
Why not just like drive near the tornadoes?
Or why not just like fly away?
Or they could do like they did in Twister with Dorothy. You put it in its path and then you blow it up. But anyway, this I just felt like this was like such a nothing part of the movie.
But it's such a big part of the movie, though.
It's such a big part of the movie, but it's also just like, why are you doing this? Leave.
Well,
But it's
right.
like, oh, we have to save all these people, and now everyone is a hero. Baz, Nova, everyone's just like, well, yes, we are the ones to save the city. Do we see police? Do we see anyone?
The only time we see is when help arrives for the school bus of children.
Okay, all right. By the way, the school bus of children. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, it's Cousin Oliver.
Yes.
From the Brady Bunch.
Robbie Wrist, aka Cousin Oliver, from the Brady Bunch. Now, when I was listening to the interview with the director, he said that he and Robbie Wrist are in a band called Quint, and that they made the music for the movie.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, of course, Quint from Jaws.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
How
okay.
fitting. How nice.
Yeah. How great.
But
I hate this plan. I think it's crazy.
Because it doesn't really make sense. It's hard to wrap your head around it.
Yeah. And there's 3 tornadoes, and then they stop 2 of them.
Yep.
But then they don't stop the last one, right?
Right. It's like, also by dropping these bombs, aren't you just going to create more destruction as well? I don't know.
As much as a Sharknado, I guess.
The big one, the big thing that comes from this is Nova is up in the helicopter with Matt. She's the one that is dropping the bombs.
She says, "I'll be a bombardier." She says that. And everyone is like, "Oh, right, of course."
Right. Everyone else grabs a weapon like a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Everyone who's on the ground, right?
Yes.
Grabs their weapon of choice, and she's like, I'm going to go up. And so she goes up. Her and Matt connect because before they go up, they share like scar stories.
Right. Yes.
Like, oh, I got mine from a playground. And she's like, well, mine's from a shark bite. And this is why I hate sharks.
Let me tell you the most horrible story you've ever heard. Yeah.
Right. And so anyway, when she's up there, she falls to what we think is her death.
Yes.
Into the belly of a shark.
Yes. And like, it's because one shark is like on her, kind of.
Right.
And then she gets flipped out of the helicopter and then just like yoinked right into a shark belly.
Correct.
And it's so unceremonious. It's just like kind of blink and you miss it.
Yep.
Like it's not even a close up.
Yep.
And we know
it almost doesn't make sense. It's hard to kind of understand what happened. Yeah.
Like your brain stops and you're like, wait.
Yep.
Was she just eaten by a shark flying through the air? And we know that they can do the technology of showing someone going into a shark. So it's so weird. It's in a movie of bonkers shots, I think it's the most bonkers.
Yeah. And at this point, to be honest with you, I was like, oh, wow, I can't believe they killed her.
Yeah.
And I think I kind of like that we're doing that and we're taking that chance and killing her. But anyway, okay. So Matt he lands his helicopter, he gets out, right? He lands before the big crashes, but he lives.
He's okay. Yeah.
And then a shark comes flying and
yep.
And Finn runs towards it with a chainsaw.
Yep.
Up in the air, holding the chainsaw,
runs and jumps through the air.
Yeah, and the shark just devours him, and he flies into the belly of a shark.
Yep.
And you're like, one bite, and the shark lands, and then the stomach starts rattling, and Finn saws his way out.
Yep.
Pulling Nova with him.
It's shocking when it happens, but then the sawing out of the shark takes so long that it like kind of loses its shock value, because you're like, okay, well, now I'm just waiting for him to come cut out, and you're kind of like checking your watch for a little bit, but then it re-ups it when he pulls out Nova, and it's like, oh, okay. So Nova survives falling from the height of a tornado because she's inside of a shark belly.
How did she not get caught up when Finn went in with the chainsaw?
Right. He should have come out and been like, okay, look, I know, hold your applause for a second, folks. I know it's amazing that I just came out, but do me a favor. Don't look in there. Let's actually just bury this shark right now, real quick. Uh,
It's like I will give the movie props where I did not see this coming. This
No.
shocked me. This
Yeah, no.
definitely was surprising.
Mhm. We didn't mention George dies because of a dog in a car.
Yes.
And I just put in my notes, each one of these movies so far has had a dog in peril.
Oh, I have also took note of that.
And then this one, dog in the car.
The golden retriever.
So is it just some kind of universal, like, we need to freak the audience out by putting a dog in peril?
I think so.
Like,
Yeah.
we can see people getting chomped left and right, asteroided to death, hurricaned, whatevered, up the wazoo. But if you put a dog, now we're like, oh, well, now I'm interested.
Well, like I said last week, blow up New York, but don't kill that dog.
Right.
I said that during Armageddon. Like,
All I care is I see little Richard walking out of the city.
that's right.
Another guy who gets murdered is Colin, Tara Reid's new husband.
Mm-hmm. Boyfriend? Is it boyfriend?
Boyfriend? Something
Fiance?
like that. The whole time he's being eaten by a shark and they're attacking the shark. And then later, like in the very next scene, you find out that Nova had more shells and just didn't use them to save Colin. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. What do you think about Claudia? She's the daughter.
There's just not enough. There's not enough there for us to really know what's happening.
Right. Her and Finn have that moment, essentially. She's like, you're always saving people, essentially. And he's like, I just want to let you know I came for you first. Just remember that.
Right. But then it's like you're still kind of it's the Twister thing all over again, where it's like you're putting these people in danger. Like, sure, you want to go off and fight the tornado. You need to be like, hey, Tara Reid, you and Claudia get in this giant Hummer and drive away.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of Tara Reid?
Not great. Not great, but especially what you just told me about, thinking the film was a different title and not enjoying or maybe feeling deceived.
Right.
So, okay, but yeah, not great. Not great. Not great.
Not great, man.
Not
And
great.
It's a bummer because we've seen her be good. I mean, she's in Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
She's Bunny Lebowski, and she's funny in that. She's she's doing scenes with Jeff Bridges and Philip Seymour Hoffman, and she's barely in that movie, but she's funny and she's capable and she's vibrant coming off the screen. In this one, it was like just she was a big thumbs down across the board. Like she was like a walking thumbs down.
Right. So again, maybe in the other ones,
right,
she perks
because
up.
they come back. She comes back.
She does come back. Yeah. And maybe her and Finn are reunited. It seems like they have like an awkward kiss. I mean, I know he's covered in shark guts, but
right, but like you're just together now? Like that's not how love and relationships work. Colin was just murdered in front of you. You know what I mean?
Right. Again, like how long have these two been separated? What was really the cause of separation there has to be more than him just saving people all the time.
Right. But you live with Colin.
Well, right, but Colin's dead now, so
But you still have to mourn.
Of course
at least.
You do.
I'm not saying like, oh, she shouldn't be kissing him. I'm just saying like logistically, it's like, okay, you pull him out, you hug him, maybe, but that it has like the hint of romance.
Oh, for sure.
It's like,
yeah.
And it's like, oh, the family's back together. It's like, no, Sharknado doesn't just bring you back together.
The movie ends with Finn saying, "What a day."
And that's like how I felt finishing the movie, honestly.
I mean, he's not wrong, right? What a day.
Right. The four of them all stare off into the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wow, what a day.
Yeah.
Incredible.
You know, I love schmovies.
Yes.
This is not a surprise that this is a schmovie to me.
Yeah.
And we've covered a bunch so far. But like, my goodness, between the lighting and the special effects and the editing, it was just like, this is just bad. We're trying to show storms in one scene, and the next scene is really bright sun.
Yes.
It's just all over the place with that.
Yes. Yeah. And to hear the people making the movies talk about, they truly are like, we are making a movie to be shown and then to move on.
Yeah.
These are not movies to like last or to be revisited. And that's it. And that's the part of the philosophy with what they do where I'm like, nah, I just can't fully get behind that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it makes sense for Thunder to be like, I wrote $100 million film.
Right.
I can't direct it with this budget because I
Right.
don't want to be disappointed with how it's going to look.
Yep. The only other thing that I really have is just like some of the random deaths.
Sure.
At one point, a guy is eaten by a shark, and then a hammerhead just flops onto his dead body.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like it's just like adding insult to injury. We're at an old folks home. No idea why. I mean, I guess he helps save some of them.
Yes.
But that just seemed like such a weird, like, location. But I mean, to hear them talk about it, they kind of just go with whatever they can afford and whatever's available. So maybe that's why.
Right. And also it's like, okay, he saves children. He saves older people. And then we get that line of like the woman saying like, who's up in that helicopter? And he's like, my son. She's like, you must be so proud. She's like, oh my God.
At one point when Boz's leg gets mangled up again, he yells, "Why?" I'm like, you know exactly why. What do you mean? Like, you're doing the fighting. Boz mentions that his favorite cheese is pepper jack.
Yep.
That seems like a weird, funny line.
Yep.
A shark climbs a rope at one point, kind of, when he's repelling, and like they get everyone up, and then
yes.
And then he just whips out a knife at like the last moment. He's like, "I'm sick of this shark," or whatever. Let's see. Yeah, the killing of Colin is funny. I thought that was the only like really, really funny death because he just is like introduced and then immediately gets killed. I did think that was funny. Nova shooting the shark that comes out of a sewer is crazy.
She's got a great shot.
She does. And then I think it's Finn at one point who takes the shotgun and like aims it at like a shark that's going at the helicopter. And I'm like, oh, Finn, that is not going to make it that far. And then he like immediately switches to a pistol. And I'm like, same thing, man. Like you're not hitting a target from that far. And then at the end, Matt says, "I never got your real name," to Nova.
That's right.
And she says, "Jenny Lynn."
Yep.
That's it.
Jenny Lynn.
And then, like, are they doing a 12 Angry Men thing here? Right. Like, is this a nod to 12 Angry Men in Sharknado? When the old man juror goes up to Henry Fonda, he's like, "Hey, what's your name?" And they introduce each other. And then the old man's like, "Well, bye."
Can you imagine?
I can't think of any reason to put this in here.
Right.
Yeah. And then we do end with a funny joke, which is instead of the end coming up on the screen, Finn comes up on the screen, which of course is what
I thought that was good. That was
French
fitting.
films. Yes.
And I do like the end credits. We get everyone's, we get a still shot of them and who they played and their character. I also love that Petunia, the stuffed opossum, as
Right.
herself.
That makes appearance, yeah.
And apparently she's in the other films.
Oh, okay.
So that's funny. So it's like we're playing it straight, but then you do that. So
Well, so that was kind of my attitude. I don't know if I should save this or not, but that was my attitude when I finished the movie for myself. I was like, "Oh, this isn't the same thing as like a horrible movie." They clearly knew what was funny and
right.
what wasn't. And I think that they knew that the movie that they were making was ridiculous.
Like it could be funny without adding comedic lines in it. Because I don't know if you read, like
Oh,
Thunder got notes back in the beginning, like the first, like in the beginning, and they were just like take all the comedic bits out, just remove
well,
all
I
of them.
think all the comedic lines are the ones that work the worst. Like when she says, "Oh crap, look at all those sharks." It's funny because it's so stupid, but like you mentioned, it's that time of the month. Just all of the funny lines. I didn't laugh at those. I laughed at the other stuff in the
Yeah,
movie.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the budget for this film, I read 2 million, and then
No.
I read a million.
Yeah, I would
Like
be shocked if it was even that much.
yeah, no, like that's the conflicting reports is like around 2 million, and then like around a million.
One of the interviews that I listened to with the CEO, he was like, "We didn't make money on Sharknado." He's like, "Sharknado blew up, but we
Right.
had been paid for it already."
Right.
And then he said, "It's not like we even got paid a lot more for Sharknado 2."
Right.
So taking that with what he said about, he's like, the biggest budget that we will have for a movie is like 300,000, 500,000, maybe. I can't see this costing 2 million because this came just in the middle of their whole production.
No,
They're
I know.
producing two movies a month.
I know.
So there's no way that budget is correct.
And also
No.
following that, like box office, this was straight to TV, and they did like they did like one screening, but it's like hard to pinpoint how much those screenings made. On Rotten Tomatoes, this has a 77.
Wow, higher than Armageddon.
Yeah.
Okay.
1.8 on Letterboxd.
Okay.
Metacritic is TBD.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then not in the Criterion Collection, not in the National Registry, no Ebert, and around 18 days for production days.
18 days.
18 days.
Crazy.
What was your happy and crappy?
It's time for happies and crappies. Happies and crappies. It's time for happies and crappies. Happies and crappies.
My happy is that the movie was made.
Oh, okay.
And that I didn't know this until after, but I really do like that this became a cultural moment kind of because everyone found it at the same time and there was excitement around it. Normally with a cult film, you don't get to be a cult film right away.
Yeah, true.
And so it's interesting to see how this achieved kind of cult status and then they made sequels from it. And I'm curious to watch those. My crappy George groping mixed with the asylum should put a little bit more care into their movies.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, what do I know? I've never made a movie and I've never made Sharknado.
Yeah. My happy is Petunia in the credits. Love that. My crappy is Baz's line of looks like it's that time of the month.
Okay.
Definitely could do without that one.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. What do our friends have to say over on the internet about this movie? I'm hoping the people reached out.
Over on Twitter, The Power of John, at John Clyda, says, I'd say it's more of a supernatural disaster movie. A film that taught me that diving into a shark's mouth, headfirst with a chainsaw, is the best way to survive an attack. That's why I always bring my Husqvarna wherever I go snorkeling. 5.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Ambular _93.
Oh, hello.
She says, I guess my invite got lost, but I mean, and then she posted a picture of her Halloween costume with her 2 dogs, where
Oh my
she is
gosh,
the
that's
tornado,
so funny.
and then her 2 dogs are the 2
Oh my
sharks.
God. How creative. I love it.
Isn't that great?
That's great.
Over on Instagram, Vic said, oh my God, I was obsessed with that when it first came out because of how ridiculous it was. But you better believe that me and my nephew were ready for the following year for Sharknado 2, and then Sharknado 3, and then it just got too ridiculous. We stopped watching it. I think you can stream it somewhere. Marley Loves Movies says, I've only seen this movie once, and to be honest, it's exactly what I expected. Which is very true. This movie does deliver on the promise of the title.
Yes, for sure.
Rashawn Jamal says, I wish I could relive the Twitter commentary that night. 'Twas hilarious.
Oh, wow.
Rashawn was there.
Oh my gosh, you were a part of it.
Like, I wish that I could see Sharknado in a kind of vibrant setting with people who are excited to talk about it. And, you know, when I watched it by myself last year, I kind of was like, okay, you know,
right.
It's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but I get it. But I can't imagine, like watching it live on TV and talking about it as things are happening. Yeah.
Well, thanks, friends. Let's go to our segment of the show where we hear from people that we don't know. It's called Half Star, 3 Star, 5 Star. These are reviews from letterboxd.com, which is an app and a website where you can log, rate, and review movies. We start with a half-star review, which is the lowest rating you can give a movie, and we go all the way up to a 5-star review, which is the highest rating you can give a movie. And I'm really excited to announce yet another new thing we're going to do on this show called Wheel of Voices.
Wheel of Voices!
And so, if you're new here, Seth usually reads our half-star review in an accent or in an impersonation of someone. And we've been doing the show for so long, and Seth has done many voices. So we compiled them all, and they're going to be chosen at random every week, and we're going to spin a wheel.
Very exciting.
Are you ready, Seth?
I am.
It's kind of nice because it takes the us going back and forth. Like, what do you feel like doing? What do you feel like hearing?
Right.
All right, so I'm spinning. This week, we are happy to have Bane read our half-star review.
Wow, I'm Bane. Gotham has fallen prey to a Sharknado, and Batman is nowhere to help you. Half-star review for Sharknado, read by Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. Yes. Why did they need to add misogyny to a perfectly fine movie about little sharks and their fun pastimes, which include falling directly on top of people and attacking children in 2 centimeters of water? However, this movie does have an appropriate amount of chainsaws, so kudos to them. Okay, all right.
Thank you, Bane.
Oh, you're welcome.
I love that the end of that review about the note about the chainsaws.
Right.
So kudos. Every time I hear or use the word kudos, I just think of the chocolate bar.
Of course.
Kudos?
Kudos chocolate bar. The least healthy snack of all time.
Yes. Our 3-star review says, I really loved how throwing bombs into the tornadoes turned out to be a reasonable solution. So clever and creative. It's only just one of the many aspects that make Sharknado such a refined masterpiece.
Yeah, sure.
And the 5-star review says, acting, 0 out of 5. Literally revolting. Special effects, 0 out of 5. Disgusting. Storyline, 1,000 out of 5. absolutely amazing. I was utterly flabbergasted at the twists and turns.
Wow. 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 Sure. I mean, okay. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So we rate a movie as a movie, schmovie, or a film. We also rate it 1 to 5 stars and give our final thoughts and recommendations. Who won last week?
Me. I think I won last week.
Okay. So you go first.
Yep.
I wrote down 2.5 schmovie.
So close. So close. When I watched this for the first time, I did rate this 2.5 stars. And on my rating scale, 2.5 means I liked it. So sometimes people are like, oh, you only rated that 2.5 stars. I'm like, hey, that means that's the bare minimum of liking a movie for me. I'm going to tell you, after rewatching it and learning about how it was made and all that stuff and all the troubles that they had, and I'm bumping it up. This is a 3-star movie.
What?
Yeah, I know. And this is a little unfair because I really try to do my best to only rate a movie on the content of the film and not all of the stuff surrounding it. But I got to tell you, after learning about like how it was made, why it was made, I was more impressed. I was more impressed with it.
This episode for me was like the public service announcement. Like, if you were ever curious of what a schmovie is, this is it.
Oh,
And
interesting.
now
Okay.
you just like erased all of that.
The thing is that like I said, I feel like there's a difference between Sharknado and Troll 2 or
There
Sharknado
is
and
absolutely.
Peanut Butter Solution or even like Sharknado and Clifford. Like to me, Sharknado isn't odd. It's not an odd film. There's a weirdness that is missing from it. It's so straightforward. And like that's the whole thing with a mockbuster.
Right.
They are duplicating a blockbuster with no money.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could have gone another step to make it something else, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess really a schmovie is what you feel in your heart.
Right. I think that I recommend this, but I'm going to say that this is a movie friend required experience, which means don't watch this by yourself. Don't just throw this on late at night. If you are one of the fortunate people in this life to have people that you know and you're like, let's watch a fun movie, put on Sharknado then. Because like you and Anthony watching it together and then being able to talk about it over the next couple days, that sounds way more fun than me watching it by myself.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. For you, I wrote down 3-star schmovie.
You are right.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I get a pickle.
You get a pickle. So over to our pickle tally. Seth, does this mean you have
I've pulled ahead.
you have
You
have 19 pickles now?
I've won 19 pickles over the year and you've won 16.
Wow. I mean, we still have a good amount of pickles each, but
Yep.
yes, this is a good 3-star schmovie in my heart and in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And like what you said, I am recommending this, but watch it with a movie friend. Watch it with a group of people. It's really fun to talk about it afterwards. And so being able to talk to Anne about it over the past couple of days and then being able to talk to you about it is what makes this movie fun. Does Sharknado pass the Seth Shell test? The Seth Shell test is our spin on the Bechdel test. This movie must contain something tangible that is impressive, whether choreography, production design, or a practical effect, and it must have a runtime that is justified by its content. This is a yes for me.
Wow.
I think this whole thing is impressive as ridiculous as it is. And impressive can be taken in a good way or a bad way.
Okay. Yep. That's true.
And I was fine with the runtime.
I'm fine with the runtime. I don't think I'm impressed by any of the practical stuff because so much of this is digital. When I saw Ian Ziering like actually repelling, I was like, all right, that's kind of wild and crazy. I don't know why they would actually put someone's life in danger, but I'm gonna say no on the impressive practical, but yes on the runtime.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, if you were not impressed but you enjoyed the runtime of this episode, we'd love it if you'd give us a rating and a review wherever you're listening. Hey, if you're on Spotify, you can leave us a comment right on this episode. We love getting those. You can leave us an emoji. Michelle, what should they leave us?
They should leave us a shark and a tornado emoji.
You can also send us an email, moviefriendspodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought about Sharknado, what you've been thinking about Natural Disaster Month. Hey, I've been putting clues out there for what our next series is going to be. So if you think you know what it is, send us an email. Let us know what you think. And I won't tell you if you're right or not.
You'll find out soon enough.
You can also support the show, patreon.com/moviefriendspodcast. $5 a month gets you access to ad-free episodes, our extra series. You also get access to our Patreon-only Discord, and you get to vote on upcoming episodes and monthly themes. Like this one that we're in right now, Disaster Month, this was voted in. So hey, if you're like, I've been listening to Movie Friends for a year, and I've just wanted them so bad to cover alien movies, or the films of Denzel Washington, or Westerns. My God, when are we going to do Westerns? You get to nominate those and you get to vote on them. And, maybe we'll do it. Speaking of which, next week is a patron voted episode.
It is a patron voted episode.
Yes, but I did not get the timing right on getting the votes out, so we don't know what it's going to be.
It's okay. It's a surprise to round out,
Finish up,
take us out of here. Yeah, it'll be the last natural disaster movie of the month.
Yep.
Cool.
Very exciting.
We'll see what they pull out because these patrons, man.
We'll see if we survive.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Wow. All right. Well, thanks, Michelle. This was fun. Are you glad that you finally watched Sharknado?
Thanks, Seth. I am glad that I finally watched it. It made me look up a whole bunch of other movies that are in the same vein. I sent you a list of just like ridiculous creature features. I was like, oh yeah, these are fun. But I need to watch them with someone. It's not something I want to watch on my own because I need to talk about it with someone.
I think that this is our future.
Talking about these movies?
No, I think that you and I need to write movies for the asylum.
Yeah.
No matter what they pay, if they're like, hey, we need a new movie next month.
I mean, like, we'll just write it. We don't need to direct it.
Right, exactly. Oh, no, yeah. We'll just be clip-clopping away at our typewriters.
Let's do it.
Clip-clopping.
I got what you meant.
Yeah.
I'm picturing a horse with hooves. Clip-clopping on the typewriter.
Sure. Coming next year from the asylum, typing horse.
Clip-clop.
Well, hey, thank you very much for listening. And remember, folks, I really hate sharks. Until next time, thank you for listening. Have a good one.
Movie Friends is produced by Seth Vargas and Michelle Rubenstein. Theme music by Jean Marie Vargas. Visit us at our website, moviefriendspodcast.com, and please subscribe and rate our show wherever you are listening. You can support Movie Friends at patreon.com/moviefriendspodcast. Thanks for listening.